Next on deck with Tim Black.
I know Stephen A. I respect Stephen A. Stephen A., you know sports. On this, you know what the hell you talking about.
When you say you don't understand or you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and you have a panel to piggyback and parrot every syllable you uttered, well, why are you doing it if you didn't understand what I'm talking about?
I made a similar mistake. Here's what you needed to say, Stephen A. I'm going to say it for you now. This is what I believe you should say. This is what I will say about that report.
I want to address some recent comments from my friend Roland Martin, who took issue with my thoughts this past weekend on the Justice Department's report on the January 6th Capitol riots in 2021. In summary, I made the connection that Donald Trump appeared to be right to some degree when it came to the conspiracy theories about the FBI's involvement on that day. At least that's how some took it. Well, here's what Roland Martin had to say Monday about my comments on his show, Roland Martin Unfiltered. Take a listen.
I have no idea what the hell Stephen A. was just talking about. I know Stephen A. I respect Stephen A. Stephen A., you know sports. On this, you know what the hell you talking about. Like, I literally have no idea what the hell he was talking about there. How he's pissed off and the Democrats and Trump said stuff was rigged. And y'all, MAGA is running that clip everywhere. Oh, they are saying, oh, see, he was Stephen, the truth. They always know the truth. Go to my iPad. Associated Press, Fact Focus, Inspector General's January 6th report misrepresented as proof of FBI setup. The basis of what the right has been saying is that January 6th was fine. It was great. It was wonderful. But the FBI, it was a setup. The FBI, they were behind the whole deal. They were agents. They were the ones who were starting stuff. That's the report. And so when Stephen A. is going on and they said here, making Trump out to be true. No, he lied. He lied.
Couple of things. First off, Roland Martin, nice touch with the cowboy hat. You should wear it more often. It's fitting of you. You are from Texas, after all. You're a Texans fan, if I remember correctly. So it's more apropos that you put on that hat, even more so than I do. So good look there. But nice try. Ain't gonna work this way. First of all, let me say this about Roland Martin. Not hangout buddies or anything like that, but we are friends. He's a guest on this show anytime I ask him to. I respect his knowledge, and he is absolutely right. This is his lane, not mine. Sports is my thing. This is what he does. I get that. But I am allowed to be an expert on what the hell comes out of my mouth and what I believe I said. And that is why I clap back respectfully at my man Roland Martin, not his panelists chirping and mimicking and laughing and giggling in the sideline like anybody know who the hell they are. I ain't talking about them. That's a waste of my time. I'm talking about my brother Roland Martin here. When you say you don't understand or you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and you have a panel to piggyback and parrot every syllable you uttered, well, why are you doing it if you didn't understand what I'm talking about? Why am I getting attacked if you don't comprehend or understand what I was saying? If it's convoluted, why not ask me to come on and clarify? Woo! Why not talk to me and say, what exactly is it that you're trying to say? That is not what Roland Martin did, ladies and gentlemen. What he did instead was marry my thoughts to these extreme conspiracy theories that the MAGA right might have put out there about the FBI having some pivotal role in what transpired on January 6th, 2021. That's what he was doing. Look at this right here. Look at this report from the DOJ. It reads, confusion and lack of coordination contributed to the FBI's inaccurate report to Congress that had canvassed field offices. After January 6th, the FBI reported to Congress that it had directed its field officers prior to January 6th to canvass their CHSS-4 information concerning threats in connection with the January 6th electoral certification. However, as noted, we found that no canvassing of field officers for source information had occurred. We found that the FBI statements to Congress were not intentionally inaccurate, and that confusion and lack of coordinated communications contributed to the inaccurate reporting. Why do I bring that up? It doesn't convict the FBI. It doesn't authenticate or validate assertions from the MAGA right that somehow the FBI was corrupt and they manipulated the proceedings to, invoke or provoke violence at the U.S. Capitol that ultimately will be blamed on Donald Trump. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying is, why the hell are we hearing about this now? What took the report so damn long? How come we didn't hear about this before the election? And is it possible that the reason why we didn't hear about it before the election is because folks on the left wanted to marry January 6th completely and totally and utterly to Donald Trump? Is that clear enough?
Stephen A. Smith was being way too nice to Roland Martin. Roland Martin was not respectful at all. Stephen A. Smith never said the FBI did January 6th. That's not what Stephen A. was saying. Stephen A. was saying the FBI had informants there. He did. He didn't make any other statement beyond that. But what I think Stephen A., what he did wrong was he wasn't very specific in what he was claiming. I made a similar mistake. Here's what you needed to say, Stephen A., and I'm going to say it for you now. This is what I believe you should say. This is what I will say about that report. If you had a number of informants on the ground at January 6th, why didn't you prevent January 6th? Sounds like you had intelligence of what was going on, had an opportunity to end it, to thwart it, decided not to use it against Trump. You fell down on your surveillance. You fell down on your response. They had troops, I don't know, at the harbor or someplace, instead of having them at the location, and you had informants? What good of having informants giving you information about something going down if you don't do anything to prevent what's about to go down? And then we got to hear about it for 2.5 years? For 2.5, 3 years, we got to keep hearing about this? It sort of reminds me of Roe versus Wade not being ratified by the Democrats so the Democrats could run on it. They took it as an opportunity when it eventually got overturned for them to be able to use it to run on it. And then they failed. Same thing with January 6th. They let January 6th happen, exaggerated and amplified what happened like it was basically a coup and overthrowing of our government. That somehow Trump was behind it. And then it failed. He still got elected. It did not work. So Stephen A., I think that's all it is, man. And I think what needs to be said is very point blank. The powers that be, in my opinion, this is commentary. Stephen A. Smith is allowed to have an opinion. He is. This notion that he can't have an opinion is bullshit. Anybody who has a platform can speak their mind. I have no proof that the FBI did this intentionally. I feel like they have, in my opinion. Yeah, they let this thing unfold because it was going to be good for whatever their agenda was. Hence, it's why things unfold. I do not accept explanations such as, we just messed up. Human error. Incompetence. How much money did the Pentagon lose? Like $2.3 trillion or some shit. We don't know what happened with the money. Everybody starts sounding like, God, what's that governor of Minnesota? What's his name? See how I quickly forgot who that guy is? Oh, I'm just a knucklehead. I'm just a knucklehead. Sometimes I say things that don't make sense. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just talking. I wasn't lying. I was just, I misstated. I forgot who I was. I'm a dummy. I'm a knucklehead. Forgive me. You know, I don't buy those types of explanations. So now we're supposed to believe the FBI just dropped the ball on the capital of the United States. And in this environment, this political environment that we all live in and we all work in, Stephen A. Smith, you have a platform. Both sides will use whatever you say. The right will use it. The liberals will use it. The conservatives will use it. MAGA will use it. I'll use it. We'll all use anything that goes across the table that is interesting to our viewers. We're going to use it. And that's all Stephen A. Smith did here. I'm critical of Stephen A. Smith, but he's good for media because he creates media. Now, here goes the last part. Here goes my part. And I got to say this. What I find very, very interesting and something I want all of us to recognize. Did you see how livid Roland was?
Go to my iPad. Go to my iPad. Go to my iPad.
Did you see how angry Roland was? Does Roland appear to be an independent, news person fighting for Black America? I mean, he puts on his HBCU garb. Sometimes he's rocking the Sheikies. Negro League baseball memorabilia. He does all these things and shrouds himself in this thing and gives tributes to great Black icons like Frankie Beverly and Mays. You know, he does these great things. Here's my thing, though. But at the end of the day, the main times I've seen Roland get indignant and act like a complete ass is when he's going after Black people that are Republicans or anybody going after the Democratic Party, or when his money ain't showing up. Them the only 3 times Roland gets upset like that. He gets to yelling and screaming and shit. All the estrogens flowing all over the place. It's like a Stand By Me scene when they did the pie eating contest. Estrogen everywhere. All why? Because Stephen A. Smith dared to say bad things about the Democratic Party. And then Roland lost his mind. But Roland Martin is not an independent. He is a Democratic operative. He always has been a Democratic operative. He is nothing more than that. The people that watch him, just admit that's what you like. You like a Democratic operative who is there to serve the Democratic Party, not you. He serves the Democratic Party in his own pocketbook. Time and time again, he compromises the journalistic ethics in order to line his pockets. He did so with Tiffany Henyard. He did it again with Kamala Harris's campaign. You don't take money from a campaign and then interview the candidate. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then complain you could have took more money or you deserved more money to help her lose. And that's something to help her lose. I needed more money to help her lose. Didn't change shit. But anyway, the point is, you saw how lively he got, how angry he got. He got all red in the face. He's all pissed off. He's yelling, he's screaming. I don't know what. His friend Stephen A's doing. His friend. This is why it's so hard to be cool with people in this business. That's how friends treat each other. That's some friend shit. That's how friends roll in this business, guys. That's the type of friend you meet outside. And like I said, these people, they will trade. I believe they will sell their kids for their political party. That's the difference between MAGA and these sellout neoliberal liberals like Roland. the boule. MAGA will go get JD Vance tomorrow if JD Vance fucks up the idea of what they want MAGA to be. Roland will go get his cousin, his sister, his friend, a next door neighbor, a colleague, one of them cackling people in his office doing the show, being his backup dancers. He'll come get them tomorrow if they disrespect the Democrats. He'll forget all that. But Roland, you know me. I've known you for 30 years. It'll be like that singing the Penguin. Remember the Penguin at the end of the Penguin? He's sitting next to the guy, the young guy thought the Penguin and him was friends. That's everybody that Roland knows, all of Roland's friends. Roland will choke the life out of you for the Democratic Party. It's gotta say goodbye. Gotta say goodnight. It's gotta happen. I thought we was friends, but we friends. It'd be like a bad Nino Brown G Money scene from New Jack City. C&B. Roland Martin unfiltered. Roland Martin unfiltered. Roland Martin is all about the Democratic Party, and he's a DNC operative. And look, if I got to choose, I'm going to go with Stephen A. most times of the day. Roland's agenda is to benefit the Democrats. It ain't to benefit anybody else. Period, point blank.